All right, everybody, this is Mr. DeWitt here. I am out of class today. I'm having to go through, and I'm just doing some training today, so you might see me in the hallway. So here's the notes we're going to go through. You should know all this stuff from the past, but we're going to review it all and quickly go through it. If I go a little too fast, you can ask Miss Nelson to please just pause it for a moment if you need her to. But without further ado, here we go. Oh, I did forget one thing. Make sure you pay attention to Miss Nelson. You listen to what she's saying. I'm sure she will have a wonderful report for me. And that's all. Okay, here we go. On to our notes. Okay, order of operations. So what are the order of operations? Let's review it. These are the rules to follow when simplifying an expression that contains multiple operations. Make sure we got that there. All right, our first one is P, and I think all of you know it stands for, let me actually write that properly. Parentheses. And other grouping symbols. And examples of those are going to be things like brackets, but we're not going to get into those, I don't think, today. So let's go ahead. Let's talk about exponents. That's E. And those would be the next thing we're going to look for. So the first thing we look for when solving multi-step problems is parentheses. Then we look for exponents. And then we're going to look for multiplication and division from left to right, whichever comes first. You go from the left to the right, and if you run across multiplication first, do that one. You run across division first, do that one, and then continue down. And then after we've done all our multiplication and division, we're going to go to addition and subtraction. Also, from left to right. Okay. Now I'm just going to start working ahead. Again, I said, if I go a little too fast, you make sure you can ask Miss Nelson to pause it for a moment. But I think you all stay with me. So we have 4 minus 1 minus, in parentheses, 6 minus 5. So the first thing we're going to do is the parentheses. That's the first thing we look for. So 6 minus 5 is going to be 1. Now we need to move everything else back down, our minus sign, our 1, our other minus sign, and our 4. Now we're looking for any other parentheses? Nope. Any other multiplication? Oh, I forgot exponents. Any exponents? Nope. Any other multiplication division? Don't see any. Now let's look for addition or subtraction. Well, I do see that. 4 minus 1 is going to be 3. Move our minus sign and our 1 sign down, and we do 3 minus 1, and that's going to get us to an answer of 2. Now I'm just going to scoot right ahead to the next one. In parentheses, we have 5 plus 4 minus 3, and then divided by 6. So we have a few things to do in the parentheses here, so I'm just going to draw them out here. First thing we do, we look at the parentheses, and we just have addition and subtraction. I'm working from left to right. 5 plus 4 is going to be 9. And then we're going to move our subtraction sign and our 3 down, and of course our division symbol and our 6 down. Still within the parentheses, we do 9 minus 3, and that's going to get us to 6. Move our division symbol down and our 6 down. So 6 divided by 6 will get us 1. Okay, now we're on to 3. We have in parentheses, we have 41 minus 9. We're dividing that by 4 multiplied times negative 2. Okay, first thing we do here is we do our first parentheses, and 41 minus 9 is going to get us to 32. 32 divided by 4, and this parentheses over this, well, it really doesn't serve much of a purpose except for being able to tell that it's a negative 2 right there, and that there's an implied multiplication symbol here. 4 times, and we can keep it just for simplicity. So 32 divided by 4 times negative 2. Because those parentheses are there, I'm going to write it one more time without them. 32 divided by 4 times negative 2. Okay, so we're looking for multiplication or division from left to right. I see division right off the get-go. 32 divided by 4 is going to be 8. We have times a negative 2. 8 divided by, or sorry, times, I don't know why I said divided by, 8 times negative 2 is going to get us to negative 16. All right, moving on to number 4, we have 5 times 6 plus 6 minus 6. All right, there's no parentheses. I do not see any exponents, so our next thing we're looking for, multiplication and division. Well, I do see that. 5 times 6 is going to get us to 30. Move our addition symbol, our subtraction symbol, and our other 6 down. No other multiplication or division. We see addition and subtraction. We're going to move from left to right. So 30 plus 6 is going to get us to 36. And subtract 6, 36 minus 6 will get us to 30. Okay? Next, for number 5, we have parentheses within parentheses. So we are going to work on the inner parentheses first, and then we'll move to our outer parentheses. So we always want to start on the innermost parentheses. Okay? So I'm going to draw our outer parentheses so we don't forget about them. Move our 13 down and our subtraction sign. 6 minus 5 is going to get us to 1. And don't forget about our division symbol and our 4. All right, 13 minus 1 will get us to 12. And we lose the parentheses at that point. Move our division symbol down. And our 4, 12 divided by 4, because that's the only thing left to do. And that will get us to 3. That's our answer. Moving on to number 6, we have 6 times 10 divided by 3 times 2. All right, well, we have parentheses right immediately. So let's do our 3 times 2. And we're going to put 6 down here. Let's move our division symbol down. Let's move our 10 down. Move our multiplication symbol and move our 6. All right, no other parentheses. I don't see any exponents. And we're looking for a multiplication division from left to right. So 6 times 10 is going to get us to 60. Move our division symbol down. Move our 6 down. 60 divided by 6 will get us to the answer of 10. Okay, so I need you to just keep moving along again. Just have the video paused, or ask for it to be paused if you need it done. Number 7. All right, we have in parentheses 3 squared, or 3 to the power of 2, times 2, and then divided by 3. So just as a quick reminder, 3 to the power of 2 equals 3 times 3. It's the same type of problem. So let's go ahead, because we've got a couple things we're going to have to do within these parentheses. So in the parentheses, we're going to find there's no other parentheses in there, so that's good. Is there any exponents? There is, and that's 3 to the power of 2. So 3 times 3 is 9. Then we have to move our multiplication symbol and our 2 down and divide it by 3. Okay, still working within our parentheses. We have 9 times 2, and that's going to be 18. Move our division symbol, then move our 3. So we only have one thing left to do here, and it's 18 divided by 3, and that will get us to 6. Moving over to number 8, we have 4 plus 4 to the power of 2, or 4 squared, divided by 2. So again, 4 to the power of 2 is the same thing as 4 times 4. So do we have any parentheses? Nope. Moving past that. Do we have any exponents? Yes, we do. So 4 to the power of 2, or 4 times 4, is going to be 16. Now we got to move this other 4 down with our addition symbol. Don't forget about our division symbol and our 2 here. Okay, so no parentheses left, no more exponents left. It's for multiplication division from left to right. I do see some division, so 16 divided by 2 is going to get us to 8. Then we got to move our addition symbol down and our 4 down. 4 plus 8 will get us to the answer of 12. All right, moving on to number 9. 2 to the power of 3, and just to remind everybody, 2 to the power of 3 is the same thing as 2 times 2 times 2, okay? 2 to the power of 3 times 19 minus 2 times 4, and that's in parentheses. So it looks like we got a few things to do here. So first, we have to work everything within the parentheses. So we're going to move our 2 to the power of 3 down, put this parentheses around here. Now within our parentheses, we have to work from the order of operations within there. So there's no exponents within there, but we do have multiplication and division. So 2 times 4 is going to be 8, and then we have to do 19 minus 8. So we still have some parentheses to do, so we're going to do, hang on, let me change my color. 2 to the power of 3, and then 19 minus 8 is going to be 11. And we can keep those there. Okay, 2 to the power of 3 times 11. So now we have to solve 2 to the power of 3 because, well, there is parentheses, but that's, well, let's rewrite it. Let's just rewrite it for simplicity. We have 2 to the power of 3 times 11 now, okay? So there's no more parentheses, and we're moving on to exponents. So we have the exponent of 2 to the power of 3. So let's see if we can solve that. So 2 times 2 is 4, and 4 times 2 is going to be 8. So that will be 8 times 11. 8 times 11 will get us to an answer of 88. Moving on to number 10. Number 10, well, we have more parentheses within parentheses, so we should know by now. Let's just draw the outer parentheses. We'll even move this division and 6 down. Move our 11 and our subtraction sign, and then 2 plus 3 is going to be 5. All right, so we still have parentheses to work on. So 11 minus 5 is going to be 6. Move our division symbol down and our other 6. And we have 6 divided by 6, and that will get us to an answer of 1. Okay. Number 11, we have negative 6 minus 7 plus 6 times 10. So we do have some parentheses here, but there is nothing to do within those parentheses. But I'm going to rewrite this for simplicity. Negative 6, and then we have minus 7 plus 6 times 10. All right, no more parentheses. Do we have any exponents? I do not see any. Let's look for multiplication or division from left to right. I do see some multiplication. So we have 6 times 10. And 6 times 10 is going to get us to 60. All right, and then we can move our addition symbol down. We can move our subtract 7 down and our negative 6 down. All right, now we're looking for addition and subtraction from left to right. Negative 6 minus 7 will yield us a negative 13. Move the addition symbol down or 60 down. Negative 13 plus 60 will get us an answer of 47. Okay, moving over to 12, we have negative 10 minus negative 6 to the power of 2 plus 3 to the power of 2. We got quite a few things to do here. So let's rewrite this for some simplicity as we go. So this negative 10, it's in the parentheses just because of the negative symbol. We're going to take it out just for what we're doing today. All right, negative 10 minus, and in parentheses, negative 6 to the power of 2 plus 3 to the power of 2. So when we have the power of 2 outside of a parentheses directly next to it, that is the same thing as saying so it's negative 6 to the power of 2 is the same thing as negative 6 times negative 6. And a negative times a negative will yield us a positive. So let's move forward. So we still got to work through some of the parentheses we have here and our exponent. So this parentheses is important, but we have an exponent attached to it. So let's do that next. Let's just move our negative 10 down and our subtraction sign down. So in parentheses, negative 6 times negative 6 equals 36. And then we're going to go over here. We're going to move our plus and our 3 to the power of 2 down. And let's just do the next one. So now we still have some exponents to deal with. Negative 10 minus 36 plus 3 times 3, because 3 to the power of 2. 3 times 3 is going to be 9. Okay, so now we have no more exponents. We've done parentheses, no more exponents. Now we're looking for multiplication and division. I don't see any in there. Now let's look for some addition and subtraction. So I do see some addition and subtraction from left to right. So negative 10 minus 36 will get us to a negative 46, negative 46 plus 9. And then negative 46 plus 9 will get us to a negative 37. All right, we're going to move on to number 13. Number 13, 1 minus 3 to the power of 2 plus 4 to the power of 3 minus 15. And there's two different sets of parentheses there. So, well, there's only one thing to do. We're going to work from left to right as we go. So we're going to work within the parentheses first. So we have 1. Oh, hang on. I messed up a little there. Let's try that again. So we have 1 minus 3. And we'll keep the parentheses for right now. 1 minus 3 will get us to a negative 2. And that is to the power of 2 plus. And within these parentheses, we can keep going here. And what's 4 to the power of 3? So 4 to the power of 3 is the same thing as 4 times 4 times 4. Okay. So 4 times 4 is 16. And then 16 times 4 is going to be 64. I had to think about that for just a moment. So 64 minus 15. Okay, we still got more work to do, don't we? So let's work everything within our parentheses here still. So this parentheses isn't really doing anything for us, so I'm just going to take it away and keep that to the power of 2. Plus, and then 64 minus 15 is going to get us to a 49. Okay. Well, we still have an exponent left, so negative. Oh, Mr. DeWitt made a mistake, so we have to go back in time. I have to go back in time because I was going to mess everything up when I took that out of the parentheses. So let's stop there. Sorry, everybody, we got to back up. Because when we have to the power, negative 2 in parentheses to the power 2, that means something different. If I didn't have the parentheses there, it would change our answer. And we'll get to that at a later point. So, again, we already talked about when it's in parentheses, negative 2 to the power of 2 is the same as negative 2 times negative 2. So that is going to get us to a number of positive 4. All right, move this down. We have a little work we can do within these parentheses, don't we? So 64 minus 15. And I think we already decided that's going to be 49. Didn't really need the parentheses there anymore, so let's rewrite it one more time. 4 plus 49. And when we add those two together, that's the last thing left to do, we get an answer of 53. Okay, moving on. Let's go over to number 14. It's negative 3 times 4 times 4 times 2. Negative 4 times 2 in parentheses. So let's see what we can do here. All right, so let's move this one down. I don't think we need these parentheses around this negative 3. There's no exponent on it or anything. So we're going to do negative 3 times, and then we're going to keep this 4 right next to here. And then negative 4 times 2 will get us to 8. Negative times a positive is going to be a negative 8. All right, still got some parentheses and some multiplication to do here. So let's go ahead and do that. Let me see. Oh, sorry, I got distracted. Somebody came in the room for just a moment. Let me get out my calculator for just a moment. I just want to make sure as I do these numbers, we're doing them right. All right, so the next thing we're going to do, we have all these numbers here, so let's work through them. So what we have is -3 times 4 times -8. So let's rewrite that one more time so it makes some sense. So -3 times 4 times -8. All right, so now we're looking for, do we have no other parentheses, no exponents? Let's move from left to right and look for any multiplication or division. Well, I see plenty of that. So let's do what we have. So we have -3 times 4, so that's going to get us to a -12. And then we have times -8. We're going to move down. So a negative times a negative will always yield us a positive. So -12 times 8, if I'm doing this correctly, that should be a positive 90. Oh, let me change my color. A positive 96, and that's the answer you should have. Okay. All right, 15. It gets more creative as we go down here. So what's the first thing we do here? Okay, so we got a whole lot of different things to work through. So we have a giant fraction, and so let's work the different parts of that, because every fraction is a division problem. We got to work both sides of it to get everything right, and then I see some subtraction. So let's work on the top part first. So we have -7 times 2 to the power of 4. Okay, so we're going to start rewriting this down here. We have -7, and that is times 2 to the power of 4. So 2 times 2 is 4. 4 times 2 is 8. 8 times 2 is going to be 16. Okay, then we're going to, that's our numerator portion. And then let's look under here and see if there's anything we can do at this same time, because we're going to work these as kind of a couple separate problems as we go. And we have 18 minus 12 divided by 3. Okay, well, I don't see any parentheses in this bottom portion down here, but I don't see any exponents, but I do see a multiplication and division, so division specifically. So let's say 18 minus, and then 12 divided by 3 is going to be 4. All right, and then we're going to bring our subtraction, and -2 there, okay? So we know, as we get through this, we can probably, I'm actually going to be smart about this. If you all see the subtraction symbol there, and our -2, when we subtract a negative number, we can always change that to an addition symbol. So I'm going to take this away, and we're going to do that right now, because this is in parentheses. We're just going to change that to +2. We've gotten rid of those parentheses. So let's move down another level, and we have -7 times 16. I got to check that one on my calculator just to make sure I'm doing it right. All right, and that's -112. Put that over 18 minus 4 is going to be 14. And then, of course, we still have our add 2 there. Now, I'm going to draw a line across here, so I'm going to start working this problem. I'm going to start up here. I'm going to keep going, okay? So we have -112 divided by 14. So let's figure out what that is. And when we do that, we get the answer of -112 divided by 14 is going to get us a -8. It's going to be -8. So that was this portion. Now we have to add the addition symbol and our 2. So -8 plus 2 will get us an answer of -6. And that's the answer you should get. Okay, now we're on to another one for number 16. It's a little bit complex, but I think you all can handle it just fine. So we are going to work this as one problem for the moment, and we're going to work this as another problem, kind of simultaneously, and then we'll do them as division as we get there, okay? So first, well, the 19 minus 8 plus 4, well, there's no parentheses, there's no exponents, and there's no multiplication or division, but we do have addition and subtraction as we go. So 19 minus 8 will get us to 11. We're going to move our plus 4 down. That's our numerator portion. Let's work on our denominator. Well, we can immediately see there's no parentheses, but there is an exponent. So we're going to do 5 minus 2 to the power 3. So that's the same as 2 times 2 times 2. So 2 times 2 is 4, and 4 times 2 is going to be 8. All right, moving to the next layer. Let's work on the numerator again. 11 plus 4, that's going to be 15. Over, and then 5 minus 8 will be a negative 3. All right, so we should all know a positive divided by a negative will yield us a negative. You can even check it in your calculator if you want to, but 15 divided by negative 3 will yield us negative 5. All right, that's the end of our notes. Make sure you copy them all down. If you need to go back at all, please just ask Miss Nelson, and I'm sure she'll rewind it for something for you. She's got plenty of other work for you to do when you're done with that. See you all tomorrow. Bye.